Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Sensational. That's right, friends. It is sensational. And I have returned. How are you? I am fantastic, and I am doing really well. Oh, how are we, friends? How are you? How am I? How are we? I am just trying to find the chat. There it is. Dropout, Paul Perfumer, Saab, Christina, Duchenne, Gjuro. Gjuro is wearing Alud today. Welcome, A. Welcome, Joe. Paroli. Germs. Joe has been catching up on my reviews. How are you? Welcome, Paulo Gomez. How are you doing? How's Manila? Welcome, Divine, who is browsing the souk once again. Found anything interesting? Divine is wearing Gris Chanel Extrait. Perhaps I will look at that tomorrow, because I'm going into town. I found a 70ml of Jubilation 2014 for €290, says Divine. How's Paddock and Hoss Orlando? Both fine. In fact, I wore Haddock. I wore Paddock today. Joe says it's still cold and rainy here in the UK. I'm getting fed up with it, but I also don't like very hot weather. I don't like very hot weather at all. It's awful. Absolutely rotten is the hottest of weathers. Can't stand it. Divine says he bought STHE. What's that? Going into town with Orlando would be nice. Well, there were a couple of horses running loose. There were a couple of horses running loose the other day in London. Not that I live in London, but that's where they were. What is STHE, Divine? What is it? Hope you are all having a fantastic Saturday. Nah, straight to heaven extreme. Okay. Well done, Rich, for getting Ramsey hooked on Maître Perfume Elegantier. It's an excellent house, niche to the core. Yes, it's fantastic. I wore that new Penhaligon's the other day, and it smells like Herod or Boundless. Slamau, says Divine. Are people copying copies now? Good Lord. A little Lone Star Memories cowboy hat sat upon Orlando. What could be better, says A. Hello, Oris. The ocean says hello. I can't stop wearing Don Paris. On a different time zone now. It's 3 a.m. here, says Paolo. I just got home. Where have you been? Why are you in Manila? You were in Dubai the last time I spoke to you. Have you moved? Have you moved? Do you live there now? Are you a thriller in Manila? Oh, what is going on? Just replenishing my wet. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Mitra Perfume Elegante is one of my favourite houses, says Ralph Wiggum. Scent of the day is Route de Vetiva. Route de Vetiva is... It's a little bit much for me. It's a bit dark and tarry. Pad duck, says Pradeep. Scent of the day, do profundus again, says Germs. Paulo says, I left Dubai, had to return home. Folks getting old. Yes, I live here now. Glad to be reunited with my entire collection. Yes, fun. Paulo, no Insta. I'm not interesting enough for YouTube, says James. Indeed, says Ralph. My niece is working on her English accent, so I am having Rich teach her how to say things. Dev is here, and he is wearing Abra Supreme. Did you hydrate with Paddock? Huge dent that. No, I sent off loads of samples to people. I sent off samples to 7 people, maybe more, 8. A lot of people I sent samples off. So Smurfy Girlie did a sample. Peter Kokoran did one. No, Peter Kokoran got one. Sorry. What else? Who else? All the Les Odorants. But a few other people as well. So. Oh my. A Line on Beauty, welcome. How are you? You were wearing Virescence by Puente. Heard a little bit about that Puente. Lots of people talk about Puente. Oh, Paulo Gomez, not a fan of Creed, but I need Carmina. Oh, good Lord. Speaking of samples, I got some samples on the way. The one that I care the most for is Fragrance du Bois Serene, because of the fake hype on Insta. It should be a milky cherry scent, like a milkshake. Carmina was awful. It smelled like Mancera, says Divine. I wasn't a fan of Carmina either, to be honest. It's got that big flipping amber wood, you know? Big amber wood. Big unit. You can tell Creed's been passed around a little bit. I feel like they're blowing in the wind a little bit today, you know? Today, at the minute. Puente is getting a lot of hype recently, says Paroli. I need Iris Du by Puente, says Horace. Been wearing Puente non-stop, says A Line on Beauty. What's going on with Puente? Are they an influencer brand? Have you all been influenced? Iris Du is on constant rotation, says A Line on Beauty. Virescence has become a favourite. I've only ever tried 2 Creeds and didn't like them at all, says Joe. I like the Creeds I've got. 2 Creeds, 2 Creeds. 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 2 Cre Celine Zuzu. How fun to say. But I can already smell it from the blurb. Yeah. And Heidi Slimaine's left, hasn't he? Heidi Slimaine's left. Something about 50 grand per photograph, I heard. Was it you that was telling us that? 50 grand per photograph he was trying to charge. Or he was, there was something about that. I can't remember what it was. Outrageous. Friends, I think it's been a week since me and Galen did our stream. God, it says Paolo, I'll see you with that guy, James. Damn, you're a handsome motherfucker, says Dev. Puente is not an influencer brand. They're a very nice guy, says Paolo. Loving robes 08 these days, says Ryan. I've been watching Robes Away for the best part of 15 years. A says new search, only note listed is time. Buongiorno, mi amore, says Galen, who is wearing Creation R, EDP. Creation Rich Mitch. Yes, he charges 50 grand per photo, says Pradeep. Also for every piece of furniture at Celine Boutiques, he's a scandalous man. Had the chance to get Bois de Portugal 120ml, missed it, and 2 bottles of Vinicia for a stunning price. I missed it, says Paolo. I've got 2 bottles of Vinicia, which I'm selling. Someone I trust a lot said Iris Dew was the first perfume to make her cry. That influences me more than anything else, says Iris. Also for every piece of furniture for Celine, Mr. Galen. My Maitre Perfume Elegante samples just got released from customs. My Les Abstrait sample is still on its way, says Dev. I watched Essentially Jacob last night and he was talking about ridiculously priced perfume atlas book and ingredients which you can get for a mere snippet, $5,000. Yeah, the Louis Vuitton. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that caused me physical pain when he was talking about that. I was like, fuck. I'm not paying anything like that for fucking Louis Vuitton fragrances. That shit. I think they're really bad. I've never smelled any of them. And I thought were great. I liked Nuit de Feu. I liked Nuit de Feu, and I was like, no. So no. And then I went off it. I asked my non-broke predecessor, Super Jacob, says Dev. Yes, you are very similar looking, it must be said. You have a hairier face, though. Ora says, Richard, what's happening with you, kid? What do you mean, what's happening with me? What's happening with you? Alana Beauty says, I like Jacob's perfume videos. Yes, I like Jacob's history of the brands. I like the sorts of things that he buys. He's been making perfume videos for about 10 years as well, and he used to like a lot of the older school stuff too. He was into fragrances before they were an influencer. He was into perfumes before it became an influencer infested nest. What's going on? What's happening on this fucking lid? Stop that. Is it marked? Has it got a wound? Is there something on it? I don't like that. I think I've scarred it. I've scarred the lid of my enchanted forest. Oh no. Yeah, when he said the price, I swore loudly and made Mr. M jump, says Joe. Roman Sheremsky. I've never tried Paddock, but I have samples of Equipage and Eau de Hermes. I like those two, but I'm still not sure if I want to buy full bottles of them. Well, then you shouldn't. Still mad I didn't buy that single malt for €230, says Divine. I'm also not as fruity as Jacob, or at least I'm fruitier in a different sense. You're like a fruity wine, aren't you? You know? You love a good red. Actually, I can't remember whether you prefer red or white. How are you feeling? What's the news? Tell us how you are in this moment, says Horace. I'm sound. Sorry for infesting the nest. I'll find a different hobby to leech, says Dev. No, Jacob never infested the nest. And Dev certainly didn't infest the nest. There are others who infested our nest, friends, and they still infest amongst us, festering away. Jacob's a huge asset, as is Dev. Dev Cub. No, that's not going to work. A perfume of a sensational nature. Dev, do you like everything Chanel? I like Jacob, says Pradeep. I like a lot of Chanel product, but I'm not big on Coco or Bois de Chanel, though. Bois de Chanel? I sat next to somebody who had oversprayed Ombre Nomad by Louis Vuitton. Jesus, it was so intense it gave me a headache. The guy was super proud of it when I asked him what it was. I should have sprayed him with a fire hydrant or a fire extinguisher. Shh. I had a bottle of Equipage back in the early 2000s, says Ralph, but I ended up trading it. It was very nice, though. Sold my vintage one to Houdini. Joe Nathan says, scent of the day is black tie. Infest is not best, says Phil. Galen in Macedonian means caressed. Yes, Galen's a bit of a caresser, whether you want him to or not. He caresses from the shadows, lurking deeply. I'd take Oud Alazan over Ombre Nomad any day, says Paroli. Bois de Chanel, that could be a perfume, couldn't it? Bois de Chanel is just Bois de Zile, isn't it? I would have thought it was more egoist. Or Bois Noir. Bois Noir. Galen was a famous Roman doctor. Was he not Greek? Look, Galen was Greek. Hello, FI. Do you know if Les Abstrait Eugene is planning for new releases? I do, yes. Thank you for asking. I need to try Joyeuse Tuberose, since Tuberose is by far my favourite white floral, says Spaced Out. I tried a Tuberose recently, and it wasn't that bad. What was it? Was it one of the Isabelle Larignons? I think it was. Bear with us. Bangla Yasaman. I think it was Bangla Yasaman. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. My parents are currently holidaying in Italy right now. Meanwhile, I'm sweating bullets and swinging kettlebells every now and then, says Dev. Heidi Slimane will release the next Les exclusive in 2030 for £1,000. Oof. Scent of the day is Jade from Dura Rose. Really stings the nose in a good way, green and fresh. My favourite white floral is Orange Blossom, to be honest, says Dev. That gives me time to save up, Pradeep. I think it's gonna be like the case of fucking. I think it's gonna be a case of Chanel prices become like the observable universe. They're gonna keep expanding faster than people's ability to fucking, like, faster than like the speed of light. So you can't actually get to those prices, you know. So they're just like the observable universe becomes smaller and smaller. Rich, how do you feel about D'Entre Brand? No strong feelings. It's not one of the ones I bought. Chanel Redshift. Roman says, I think Eugene mentioned on one of his live streams that there are 2 new perfumes in the works. And Sevilla Aube Orange Blossom is just awesome, says Dusha. As opposed to Redshift. Yes, yes. Carl Schall says, hi guys, any thoughts on Meo Fushini? Fragrance Journey may be the one to ask about Meo Fushini because he has met the man. And he's a big fan. And I would like to try the Meo Fushinis. I've heard conflicting reports. There are some people who fucking love them. And there are some people who... meh. They're not really asked, you know. We need more Eugene Rich co-streams, says Joe Nathan. D'Entrebras is my favourite mall, I think, says Carl. What's my favourite mall? From all the malls, it could be Portrait of a Lady. Could actually be The Night. I'm a big fan of The Night. I think it's quite good. I think The Night's really good. Les Abstrait has huge potential with the Frederick Mall situation, having almost all releases from both that definitely are on par, says FI. I think during that thing, made a flippant remark that Eugene could step into that void. It's just the marketing, the exposure. That's what he needs. But if you haven't got a marketing budget, how do you get them out there? Do you know what I mean? Marketing's expensive, so it's up to word of mouth. Navitas pays the bucks to go get a name attached. Somebody's got hefty backing there. Eugene needs a marketing backer. That's all he needs. Or to work. He needs someone like Luca Turin. He needs someone like Luca Turin to do for him what Luca Turin did for... what he did for La Desert Marocaine. It was Luca Turin who did the marketing for that fragrance, made it fucking famous. I need to start decluttering some bottles to Germany, says Divine. I like Meo Fushini, but not enough to buy them, says Horace. How come Bertrand Duchefaux's name attached to Navitas releases every year? Yeah, I think the Navitas pays. You know what I mean? I mean they're shit. I mean they're shit perfumes. Like they're not very good. Like the palette of ingredients is poor, the ideas are poor, the direction's poor. Yes, he makes the Amalfi $7,000 perfume, says Dropout. Mr. Musk 97. Hello, how are you? How are you, Rich? I'm alright. Thank you. Centre of this, Dior on Parfum. Meo Fushini is a good perfumer. I like Spirito, Varanasi, and Sogni. Hello, Mr. Musk, and welcome. What do you think would be the next Chanel for Men perfume? Another blue or completely new line? It should be a completely new line. It should be a standalone release and no fucking about. But, I mean, the longer it goes on, I mean, the less certain you become of fucking everything, really, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Who knows what it's going to be? Divine Stick General. No, I'm not going to read that because I don't speak German. Brody, that's exactly what keeps me from calling him the best current perfumer. Bertrand Duchefaux and Navitas. Yeah. Is Luca Turin still as influential as he was back then? No. That was back when the media pool was much, much less saturated. And when someone like Luca Turin spoke, people listened. It's not... His star has waned hugely. Hugely. Because there's so many more sources of information now. And he hasn't spent the kind of time and hasn't got the kind of presence online that the new kids coming through, I say the new kids like an old man, that the people coming through now, the younger generation, just don't know or care who he is. He just comes across, and the way he is as well, he's a diva, you know what I mean? And people are just like, you can get your divas from any walk of life now. You know, there are millions of divas, and there are people who are divas, and they're much better at being divas than he is, you know? He's a whiny bitch. And you can get whiny bitches on TikTok, YouTube, all sorts of free platforms. He thinks he can charge for it. You know? Don't care if he's a biochemist. Doesn't make any difference. He's the paradigm has shifted. The ground has moved beneath his feet. There is not as much call for him. Plus the retirement and then fucking the comeback. That, like, no one cared. You remember when he said, I'm finished with fragrances, there's no point in doing this anymore, I'm sick. What he really meant to say was, I don't have the kind of influence I used to have. I'm not very happy about this. I should be being listened to, and I should be being paid for you to listen to. And I'm not. And there's no way for me to fucking capitalize my fucking knowledge anymore in a way that I like. And I want deference. And he just didn't fucking get it anymore. Because that's just not how the world is now. Unlucky. It comes across as a cranky sourpuss. Yeah. That's the bad thing. Everything is saturated. Just look at YouTube. Too much content. You don't even know where to start. Yes. I'm very worried about the new masculine Chanel, says Mr. Musk. Well, it's up to them to fucking stay on top and not fuck it up. I don't know what kind of... I mean, we don't know that they're going to release one. They've just released Comet. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't release anything else this year. You know? But they've had Comet in the works for years. They've had Comet in the works for years. They were going to release it last year or the year before. And they didn't. Paddock's really nice, by the way. I really like Paddock, but it's definitely not what you think it is. I've decanted a shit ton of this, haven't I? Fuck. No more samples for you people. Stop that. Welcome, Mike V. How are you? How are thee, Mike V? I like his work in Substack. Rachel K. very kindly gave me a month-long membership to his Substack, and I read all of it, and I just thought, do you know what it is? I don't feel like I have learned or gained anything from this. I just, I just don't like... I mean, people say the like is right in style, and it's like, you can hear him having a tantrum, like, over the fucking... You can hear him having a tantrum over the... over the like the email that he sends out, you know what I mean? And it's like, who the fuck are you, like? You know what I mean? It's just like, you just like, he's yesterday's man. And it's like, bothered. You know? I don't care. Aaron Terence Hughes is a quote-unquote perfumer, reviewer, or at least he says to have credit. Well, Aaron Terence Hughes has always been looking for street cred. He's always been looking to have an edge. He wants people to take him seriously. That's what Aaron Terence Hughes wants. That's his motivation in everything he's ever done. He wants people to... He doesn't want to be humiliated like he was at school. Let's be honest. He got bullied at school for being the way he is. And I wouldn't have liked to have been queer in the 80s, 90s. I wouldn't have liked to have been different in the 80s and 90s. So I don't envy like people like him. But he's definitely someone who wants to be taken seriously. FI says, I have Creed Viking and Egger Weiss that eBay won't allow me to sell. Why? Are you trying to put on there that they are new? Are you trying to put on there that they are unboxed? Don't do that. Don't say they haven't got a lid either. Don't say anything overtly that says that they aren't brand new. You don't have to say that they are new. You can say new other. But don't put on there that they aren't brand spanking new, you know? Mafi Maracoca, 4,500 pounds. Du fachor. Du chafor even. Bollocks. Of course not. Good point though. My local store started carrying mind games. What kind of mind games? Gaslighting? I think Les Abstray has to find a way to the current Frederick Mall buyers like us. He does not need to go after mass market. I agree. It would be a great source of growth, but I've been thinking about this for a while. He's at the stage now where he needs to start investing in marketing, and the amount of money that will cost is outrageous when you consider Dior spent like 15-20 million a year pumping Sauvage. How many bottles of Sauvage is that? You know what I mean? Gaslighting is a solid release, says A. Nobody likes a release of gas. If more Frederick Mall fans found out about Les Abstray, things would happen for sure, says Carl. Probably that's exactly what keeps me from calling him the best current perfumer. Exactly, Carl? No, says Horace. Comes across as a cranky old sourpuss. Nah, I don't. Yeah, right, I know Erica is more influential now, says Proddy. She's got bigger reach, but then she's got bigger tits. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. I mean, you can say that's whatever you think that is. The fact of the matter is that fucking certain men, and there are lots of these certain men, are going to listen to Oda Erica when she says, oh gosh, this tickles my fancy, than fucking Luca Turin when he says that it's got fucking monosodium glutamate in a perfume. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is in 2024 and going into 2025. That's just where we're at. You know, this is the type of shit I lament. You know, I would prefer as much I want to say disdain that I have for Luca Turin because of the way he is. I would much rather live in a world where it was people like Luca Turin influencing people rather than fucking the curly fragrances and the fucking Ericas and the fucking the fucking gent sense. No offense, Ashton, if you're watching, or the fucking like the online YouTube. Me for fuck's sake, me. Not that I'm comparing myself to gent sense or curly fragrance, but you know what I mean. Like, fucking, it's what the fuck, you know? But here we are. That to deny that that's what it is, and I don't like it being like this, but to deny that that's what it is to deny the patently obvious facts. It'd be like saying the Emperor's fucking new clothes. Do you know what I mean? I'm very worried about the new Chanel masculine. I was scared to say the last part. Initial, Parfum de Marly, Zerjoff, all three on my blacklist, says FI. Yes, they're all fucking terrible. Mike V is wearing Mur Imperial, Armani's Mur Imperial, which is nice. I keep hearing about Iris and I'm skeptical. I smelled it. I thought, shit, who sent us it? Was it Smurfy Girlie? Somebody sent me some and it was just like, what? Like almost all the other Solifos. Bobby Dior, welcome and thank you. Bobby Dior donated coffee. You are too kind. Thank you, Bob. It was before the stream even started. Taking a gamble tonight. Rich, you need to be careful. You might run out of perfume, says Horace. Well, quite. I'm thinking of doing a madness when Anuj gets his haul in. Who are you talking about? Look at Turin, I think, at that point. If anyone wants them, let me know. My local store started carrying mind games. I should take a trip and shit on them on an Instagram reel. Sort of kind of new. Gaslighting is a solid release. Fahrenheit. And tried Invasion Bar Bar today, and it's freaking amazing, says FI. Yes, it is. It's fantastic. Divine says they got 10 times 2 mil for €50. 2 different boxes. Am I going to spend 100 to smell some mind games? Yikes. Big tits provide big reach, says Divine. Yes. Yes, they do. It's as simple as that. That's how Jeremy got fucking famous, wasn't it? He had the girls in his fucking... He had the girls in his stream. Just how it was, really. And now he looks like a fucking 70-odd-year-old woman with a drinking problem, or worse. My less informed fragrance friend has bought into the It Transforms As You Wear It marketing thing that they're doing. Says, oh dear. That's not exactly wrong, since notes do fade away, but most of the transformation it does in the first few minutes, and then it's just a function of body temperature. You are our curly duck, says Christina. Spray this equals she wants you. Real thumbnail. Yep. I used to spend hours watching all these horrible reviews, but old roads lead to Rich, Eugene, Jacob, and Ramsey, says Jonathan. I used to spend hours... Oh, sorry, he said that twice. So good he said it twice. Thank you, Jonathan. How do her viewers actually fall for that crap? With the fucking penis first. That's how they fall for that trap. Did not. That was payment for a little Cuir de Lancôme. Yes, speaking of Cuir de Lancôme, here it is. Thank you to the person who told me about this, that it was for sale. I think it was on... was it on a stream or was it on the Discord? I said on the Discord today, and then I thought, actually, it might have been on a stream. It might have been Micah. So, thank you, Micah, if you're out there. But I was sent this for free. She said that if it was eBay, she would have charged for it. But since it's fragrant, I guess she felt bad. And she was like, yeah, if you want to send us like a little bit of paddock and a little bit of Cuir de Russie, I would appreciate it. And I was like, yeah. So yes, actually, I must decant some more paddock. Shit. Have you tried Rogue? Thoughts? The founder does seem a bit strange. Rogue Perfumery, that is, says FI. Tried a couple of them. Do you know somebody did the GCMS on it, and all the values of the notes and the ingredients and stuff fell within IFRA guidelines. And he's like, I don't do any IFRA stuff. I'm rogue. I don't have to fucking, I'll do what I want. And nobody tells me how much to put in. And then it turns out that everything he did was in line with fucking IFRA guidelines. But maybe he's not on purpose. That's not what I'm saying. You know, maybe he thought he was breaking the rules, but he wasn't. He was just making old-fashioned perfume. Divine says, saw a video of Jeremy where he asked a girl on the street what she liked to smell on a man, and she said, Whittian. They were talking in German, and I had to reply to it, I had to replay it 5 times to understand what she was saying. He basically said, for those of you who don't want to spend as much, just buy Sauvage Blood of Chanel. Ugh. I love everything I have tried. From Rogue, says Noah. Welcome, Noah. Like the Tobacco Vert from Rogue. I recently sampled Jubilation 25 for women, says Mike. I honestly like it more than Sheep Rapalatan and Diaghilev, which I own and love. Nice. Welcome, PK. You are wearing vintage Equipage today. Noah says his scent of the day is Amouage Myths Man. Been living off a decant, but finally have a bottle of this and Imitation Man on the way. Paroli says I have a bottle of Bon Monsieur in the old presentation. It's nice, but you can get a hold. Let me start again. I have a bottle of Bon Monsieur in the old presentation, says Paroli. It's nice, but you can get a lot of stuff similar to it for far less. Herb says I like Diaghilev a lot, Mike, but I've never been able to get behind the Jubilation. Cuir de Russie or Cuir de Lancôme? It's Cuir. What do you mean? A choice between the two? It's Cuir de Russie, but Cuir de Lancôme's a lovely perfume. That's really nice. That the mandarin at the top, this irisy kind of floral heart, lovely, 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 and then the dry down's this kind of like slightly birchy. It doesn't last for very long though. Like it's still there, but it's very weak, and I would say that you probably get about 7 or 8 hours out of it. Excuse me. Hello, Pat Lester. I haven't been wearing any fragrances for a week now, for I am under the weather. Sometimes I may spray a blotter, that's about it. Oh no. I hope you become more well soon. Paroli, what would your suggestions be? Create a High School by Aaron Terrence Hughes. Tarky Forest by Rogue sounds great on paper, says FI. Yes, did an unboxing of Cuir de Lancôme today. I thought it would have been more popular, but it wasn't. The people were unimpressed. But it's fantastic. I don't know when to wear it though. I'm not sure when to wear it, you know. Chuck, how you doing, Chuck? I'm still on the hunt for a good iris. Oh yeah, doesn't need to be a quiet one. Got an iris Nazarena on the way. Other suggestions? Iris Sondra. Iris Sondra by Naomi Goodser. Fantastic. You can wear this year round. Oh God. This is fantastic. It really is fantastic as well. Brilliant. Welcome, Tim Wilcox. How you doing? Timbuktu still going strong. Yes, I haven't worn that so far. Which one would you prefer from Les Eaux? Paris Biarritz or Paris Edinburgh? I've got both. It depends what for. You know? If it's for the summer, Paris Biarritz. If it's for the autumn or the spring, Paris Edinburgh. So you do, Shan. Pretty cool to get it given to you for free by a stranger, says Mike. Yes. That was pretty cool. Proper fragcom, that. Vintage fragcom. I need to sample Chypre Fatale, but it's so rare nowadays, says Spaced Out. Has anybody got any news on the Attraction Fatale by what's her face? I can't remember which one. Curly fragrances. Has anyone got any news on that? Is it doing well? The fucking lid on this is shit. Fucking hell. There we go. Has anyone smelled any Elixir Tars perfumes ever, says Herb? Someone probably has, yeah. The best British perfume house? Probably Penhaligon's. Probably Penhaligon's or Giraffe Trumper. She was a fan, but was playing it off like she didn't know you, says Floral Notes. What are you talking about, Lily? I haven't tried many Iris fragrances, but Iris Blue Gris is my favourite. Iris Blue Gris is fantastic. I don't have it to hand anymore because I gave Ramsey that sample set. Penhaligon's blows, though. I want to be niche. A designer house cosplaying as niche. Do you know what it is? I actually agree with that a bit. Because I only own one Penhaligon's, and I might own another one, Savoy Steam, but there aren't that many great British perfume houses. Roger Dove, not really, because it's really just Guerlain and like upcycled fucking old perfumes, the Mitsukos, the Jikis, the fucking all those other ones. It's hard because Roger doesn't really, for the way that he's set up, he's it's not really fair the way that he's set up. They're not original creations, let's be honest. They're just not. I'm revisiting Parfum d'Empire. No, the house seems interesting, says Pradeep. You've been listening to DJ. Friends, if you would like to like the stream, that would be fantastic. And I would appreciate it. And it would be fun for you and me. Isn't Roger British? Well, Roger is British. Roger isn't a real name. Well, if you rename Roger to Guerlain Britain, you'd have them at number 1. I mean, there would be more of an accurate representation of who they are. Let's be honest. The generous patron of Create a Lampcom, you egg, says Lily. Most Rogers aren't that good, in my opinion, but Diaghilev is a standout, says Herb. I hate that dude, can't stand him, says FI. How was Iris Blue Gris? Is there really iris in it? Dumb question, says Chuck. It's really good, but it's a very different iris. It's a very different kind of iris to what you'll be used to. I can't think of many perfumes that are like it, to be honest. It's got this really sharp chop opening, you know? And then this kind of damp, sad iris. It's very weird. It's earthy, and it's bright at the top. It's a bit like a wet plant. It's mossy. Green vetiver. You can get them on eBay, the vintage bottles, and they're quite good. What's with the constant drinking? Constantly thirsty. Got a dry mouth. It's one of the medications I take. Gives me a profoundly dry mouth, and also I'm sitting here talking as well, so Like, that makes it even worse. It's either that or chewing gum, and like obviously I'm not doing that on stream because that would just be gross. I have been known to have a biscuit on stream, and every time I do, I regret it greatly. So forgive me, but forgive me whilst I hydrate. You can you can excuse me whilst I hydrate, or you can forgive me whilst I hydrate. But I must hydrate. You know, lest I get dry. And then the people are like, Rich, you need to hydrate. And I'm like, ugh, that's true, I do. Excuse me. Once again. Most Rogers are good, says Divine. I have no idea what my guy is talking about. You have exactly the idea what my guy is talking about. I don't say they're not good perfumes. They're just not necessarily his ideas. Allegedly. But welcome, Sam Toronto. Sartorial has a weird piercing synthetic vibe on my skin. Used to love it. I still love my Sartorial. I do. Berate me whilst I hydrate. Yes. Lily does that. I do know what you mean about there being a synthetic vibe. It's that kind of steam accord. You know, that really dry cloud air thing. In Roger's defence, a great many guerlains were themselves purloined from other houses. Well, quite. Agree, Herb. I have a decant of Diaghilev, and it's fantastic, says Ralph. Ambra Rus, says Prodeep. Aziyari and Azamor remember liking. Don't remember the others. Get the sample set. Do a first impression series like I do. I'm not saying I want most Rogers, but Roger blends smoother than any of the stuff you see in front of you on the stream right now, lies Divine. It's a terrible thing to say. He doesn't blend at all, though, does he? It's not him, and he says it's him. He uses that old line that used to mean that houses used to get away with. Mr. Creed, basically. And again, it's like the Luca Turin generation. It's just not that way anymore. It's just not that way anymore. You know, that's just not how it is now. You can't say you're a perfumer when you are, in fact, not a perfumer, such as Roger, allegedly. God bless you, says Sam Toronto. Thank you. And you. Cheers, by the way. And my drinking is all water. Always water, with the occasional tea. I like tea, but it's almost exclusively water. I'm not saying I want more Roger. What's with the Guerlain-Roger connection? I don't get it. He worked for Guerlain for nearly 30 years and then started his own brand, at which point he released a lot of fragrances that smelled a lot like Guerlain and then charged like 600 quid a bottle, 500 quid a bottle because of the accent that he spoke with. What's with the... I have also got my eyes on Parfum d'Empire now, after the fall of Mal, says Carl. The fall of Mal, says Carl, is not an easy sentence to say. Parfum d'Empire sample set, really worth a go. I did a sample review. I did a first impressions series, and it was fantastic. It was like the zoologist series, really worth going through them all. Is Roger an actual perfumer? Allegedly not. But apparently he's very litigious, so he sues people for saying that. But no, he's a creative director, allegedly, and not a perfumer. Luca Turin tears into him. I always enjoy that, I must admit. Luca Turin gives him 1 and 2 stars for all his perfume reviews, and I really enjoy that pettiness. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. But if you read published books such as The Ghost Perfumer by Gabe Oppenheim, there are people within the industry who will attest that Roger Dove is, and never has been a perfumer. Was it Sydney Lancashire? Someone. I've got strawberries for my clotted cream, says Floor Nuts. That clotted cream's got to be off by now. You've got to start throwing that out or it's going to give you the shits. Leclerc is great from Parfum d'Empire, says I think a lot of Roger's originals are good. Amber Oud, Sweetie Oud, Apex and Qatar, enjoying all them all. Unforgivable, says Herb. The industry needs a new Tom Ford, Thierry Mugler or Frederick Ball so bad now. Hopefully they will come at some point. Berate me whilst I hydrate. He's in the bathtub, says Chuck. Apex isn't an original, my guy. Apex is basically Italian Cyprus. Amber Oud, Sweetie and Enigma are definitely them. Isn't Enigma an M7 clone or something like that? It's got that cola thing, hasn't it? Very M7. He lives the gross shit for me, to my intense annoyance. Had a look at Zerjoff, not for me. The fuzzy bottles are covered in sprayed on flock, not velvet, by the way. The tester was looking very ragged of scripts. I'm off to prove it. Fuzzy bottles are getting discontinued right now. A good half a dozen are already gone. Going to take deep sniffs of Galen's Parfum d'Empire samples he sent me a while back, says Bob. Most Tonkin absolutely pops off. Elisandra went very heavy on Violet. Went very heavy Violet on me. You a little bit, but not hugely. The Steam Accord and Sartori remind me of the dryness in Cardinal, says I would say it's overpriced as fuck and the clones, etc. But Diaghilev is fantastic and I don't regret buying it at all. I was sent a sample by Eugene and everybody on Eugene's stream was ready for me to fucking just hurl all over it. And I said it was lovely because it is lovely. Absolutely lovely. You know? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But you can get Mitsuko for a lot less, and Mitsuko's, I mean, they're every bit as good. In fact, Mitsuko may be better, you know, because you can't improve on perfection. That said, I struggle to wear Mitsuko. Yeah, Enigma is a good original scent, far as I know, original anyway, says Carl. Divine said, it doesn't matter if it's him or not. Rich Mitch could be the perfumer. That's a scandalous allegation you will be hearing from my lawyers. At the end of the day, the product elite or not? No, it's not elite. Put Roger top product against Rich's counter. Roger smokes it, but that's not true either. Some others have tickled my interest in Cartier's private line, says Prodi. Would you like to buy Month and Oud and Month? I have a bottle. Oris says I drink almost exclusively Diet Coke. Oh, that's so bad. It's one of the great things I did for my health in my life was stop drinking Diet Coke, stop drinking all sodas. Fuck that. I will never go back to that shit. The way you feel after you stop, like a month after you stop drinking that shit, is incredible. The shit that's in that. I used to drink liters of Diet Coke a day. I used to drink as much Diet Coke as I drink water now. Fucking awful it used to make us feel. Looking back on it, fucking vile. Horrible. The shit it does to your guts. Fucking awful. I drink water. I drink water now. And I drink tea sometimes. If I want caffeine, I'll drink tea. Even Diet Coke, especially Diet Coke. Diet Coke is terrible for you. All those fucking preservatives and fucking fake sweeteners and stuff like that. All that stuff, terrible for you. Awful. So glad I don't drink that shit anymore. Absolutely rancid. And the full Coke, normal Coke, that's just out of this world terrible for you. Fuck all that shit. Many of the Rogers smell the same, more or less, says Dropout. Yesterday sported some Azzaro Pour Homme from about 5 to 10 years ago, so not vintage. Stuff was still pretty good. More approachable, perhaps, says PK. Possibly. I haven't worn my Azzaro Pour Homme. I'm going to wear something off that shelf tomorrow, and I don't know what. Up there I have my Smolto, my Metropolis, my Tumulte, my Koros, my Iquitos, my Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, my Homme de Grey, Azzaro Pour Homme, Samsara, Un Air de Samsara, I should say, Bally Masculine, Towers Nexon, Polo Sport, Cristallo de Parfum, Revlon Pour Homme, Concentré, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. What's your biscuit of choice? Jammy Dodger at the minute. And I shouldn't eat that shit, but I do. But I shouldn't, but I do. Is Roger an actual perfumer? You better not believe it. Best part is Parfum d'Empire can be gotten for a decent price, even on discounters, unlike Les Indemnidables. No terroir. Yeah, Les Indemnidables keep a tight rein on their stuff, don't they? They don't really do discounts, but they're as cheap as they're ever going to be. I've got the anthology collection. So I'm gonna settle into them. I did the Isabel Ladignons. I did the East Uzaks. So now I'm gonna settle into a new brand, and I wouldn't mind settling into a big brand. I don't think I'm gonna do the 80s de Venustus yet, and that's because I want to get to Cafe Tabac or Tabac Cafe. I want to get a sample of that. But I don't want to pay 40 quid shipping from the United States, so I'm looking for somewhere in the UK that has a sample of it. If anybody has it, or has a sample of it, please let me know. So I'm thinking of doing the anthologies, because there's only 5 of them. Or maybe the MDCI. I've got Schwarzlosser. I've got them. I would like to try those. I've got the Heelys. That's going to be a nice big one I might settle into in the summer. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. What else? What else am I going to do? I've got loads of stuff I need to get through. I need to stop buying more is what I need to stop doing, but sometimes you just get the itch, you know? And buying samples is good, you know? Not a coffee guy, Rich. No. I was a coffee guy for a while, but it essentially just gives you the shits, like, it's strong stuff, and I used to drink Americanos, like, because I can't drink those fucking sweet coffees with milk and stuff like that. That just made us feel sick. Asiade gave me a headache. Product, you in Europe. If I didn't get any tobacco in Parfum d'Empierre's Tobacco Taboo, it's a big fat narcissist. Yeah, I didn't get that much tobacco from Tobacco Taboo either. Lily hasn't opened her clotted cream yet. I bet it stinks in the fridge. But it's turned to cheese by now. Schwarzlosser Berlin, Divine is correct. There's so much content for you to do, and you only do a video a week. That's true. I was talking to Ramsey. Ramsey often does 2 videos a day, and he works a full-time job. And I was sitting thinking to myself, I was like, fuck. Like, I go to do a video, and I'm just like, I just want to lie in my pit. Like moving the stuff off the chair. Like, because I've got like all my medications are on the chair that I sit on to do these streams and videos and stuff. And like moving the stuff off the chair to my bed and then sitting in the chair, I'm just like, oh, I'm knackered. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not laziness. It's like a profound lack of energy. And then I'm like, I can't think. You know what I mean? Once I'm into doing the video and stuff like that, I'm fine. But it's really like a fucking really tough. Ramsey is young and very fit. He's 6 months older than me. But I feel 60 years older than him. At least. I feel 60 years older than I am. It's outrageous. I'm an old man. First there was Roe versus Wade. Soon there will be Bird versus Duck. Ah, yes. How did I forget? Lacree had a decant. Rose Iris Delish. Lacree. First, no, that was Mike V. Sorry. Divine, yes. If Enigma is M7, then every sweet iris is Dior Homme Parfum. Dior Homme Parfums, I'm not a fan of Dior Homme Parfum, to be fair. Sold my bottle and I do not miss it whatsoever. I used to wear Queer Ottoman quite a bit, but I never got a bottle. Good one, though, says Paroli. A stand for Lacree, everyone knows, says Horace. There are many lovely niche British houses, though. What, you mean like actual houses, or you mean perfume houses? Because there are both. All caps allowed, says Bob. Only save it for the novelty. It will mean more when you say it. You know, if something is truly like worth shouting, then wait until you feel like it's truly worth shouting about. Here is Jura Rose. I have a very special announcement to make to all 52 of you. Jura Rose will be joining me on Monday. Jura Rose will be joining us on Monday for the stream, the Monday stream, if you will. And even if you won't, it'll be me and him. Join us for our conversation. Also, next Sunday, I'm going to walk with llamas. My birthday present from the gardeners back in October was to walk with llamas, but it was to walk with llamas when the weather got better. And if you know, the weather from about August to about May is absolutely woeful in this country. So you've got a very short window to walk with llama, unless you want to walk with llama with wellies on. And I don't, because I haven't got any. And getting them off would be a nightmare with my back. So we're going to walk with llama. I'm not going to stream. Laura Gardner made a very good point today. She was like, you could do some videos, but if you stream it, you'll get distracted and you won't be able to walk. You won't be able to enjoy your walk with the llama. And I thought, yes. Maybe if I go again, which is not beyond the realms of possibility because I'm a big fan of llama. I also stipulated that I wanted a woolly llama because they've shaved some of the llamas and they look like fucking demons from hell. But a woolly llama is awesome. So I am going to walk with the llama. You walk, the llama will stream. They have cloven hooves. They are trusty beasts. Members of the camel family. I used to wear Queer Ottoman quite a bit, but I never got a bottle. There are many lovely niche caps. I do not get M7 from Enigma. Mitsuko for me smells almost too special to wear, like wearing a sunrise as a perfume. I've got a couple of perfumes like that where I'm like, ugh. Like Jubilation 25, I feel a bit like that. I struggle to wear Jubilation 25. It's brilliant. October is my birthday. I usually put out the same short every single thing, and it's the guy being like, fuck your friend Mitch and his birthday and his mom. And it's fantastic. Rich is the ghost perfumer for Barbara's heiresses. Ooh, third comment. Thank you for playing, Lily. Pradeep, he will love that. Rich is not the ghost perfumer for Barbara's heiress, although I do respect them massively, and they are good perfumes. They're just not my style, you know. But they're eminently more worthy than fucking 99% of the shit that gets released today. We can propose a Vesu's bottle. Roger's catalogue versus Rich's shelf. Top 10 from each. Roger wins 9-1, let's say, says Divine. Who was wrong again? Bless him. Give me a break. I quit for a year and it didn't feel any different. Went right back. Perhaps you shouldn't. I mean, it's up to you. You can do what you like, but fucking... oh, it's so rough. It's so rough. I'm so glad I don't drink that shit anymore. Diet Coke. Because that's what I drank, Diet Coke. And then fucking... I never drank full fat Coke. I couldn't. It felt like it was dissolving my teeth when I was drinking it, you know? And it's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's just not my... The first sip of Coke with that medicinal hint was a nostalgic taste. Alas, no longer. They changed it and it's gone now. Get it from McDonald's. Apparently because they make it with like the syrup and the water, and that's how it's supposed to be made. Aspartame is amazing. Aspartame whipping through the base. Everyone must partake of the duck's healing water, says Herbs. I'm well behind. I went to afternoon tea with my mother today. It was great. Richie G loves nothing more than afternoon tea. Rich, I think I finally kicked Diet Pepsi. My withdrawal headaches have subsided. Gonna miss my rum and Pepsis though, says Bob. Yeah, it's not easy to knock it on the head, which was like a major red flag for me. Fuck that. Normal Cokes make me feel sick, like you drank tar. Yes, you can feel it in your stomach. Yes. If all you need to do, I was told this by a butcher once. He was like, get a can of Coke or Diet Coke and boil it in a pan. And when it boils dry, see what you're left with. And he says you'll never drink it again. And I remember hearing that. And then I remember that. Do you remember Futurama? And they had the Schlurm. The Schlurm slug, right? That is essentially what those drinks are. It's like they've got Schlurm in them. They've got like squeezed slug. That's what they feel like. They're fucking rotten. I like a good kefir or kombucha. And no, I ain't no hipster. The Cartier perfumes are in Selfridge's Manchester Exchange Square, but just 6, occupying about 12 inches of shelf space on general display. Got them all on strip. How did you find them? I only trust people who drink Diet Coke and like number 18. Schwarz what? Sausage? Schwarzlosser. Lily is abusing me via text now. I tried Turkish tea the other day. It's kefir, that utterly revolting fermented shit. Neighbour offered me some to try and the bottle exploded like a geyser. Is that not oh, that's the stuff the Koreans make and it ferments in the jar and it smells like arse when you open it. What's it called? It's got cabbage in it and shit like that. Ah, it's fucking rotten. The smell of it's vile. Kimchi! Well done, DJ. Thank you. Did you just mention a German brand? Schwarzhofen? No, Schwarzlosser. Richard's edging me for like 4 months on Andy's Vinistas review. I have lost my bonus, says Horace. It's spelled Aryan in the shop below me, and it always makes me do a double take seeing some smiling pale woman in a word that looks like Aryan on a ball. Oh shit. They're coming to get you. There's so much content for you to do, and they want to do a video a week. Get on it. You've got no excuse. None. Ramsey is young and fit. You can't compare yourself to others. You face challenges that others don't, says James. Rich ain't. Is it possible to sample the expensive Parfum d'Empire? Ramsey is young and fit, and I ain't. Well, that's true, to be fair. Nata Dida, welcome to you. Comparison is the thief of joy, says A. Quite. Well said. Sell your bottle of DHP to Sebastian. It already went to Peter Kokorin, and I am happy that I could give it to him at the fucking retail price that it surely was overpaid in the fucking first place. But there we are. And it was the old 75ml one as well, which were going for silly prices online. Which Rudy debunked, by the way. The perfume code on the bottle. Lily, stop your abuse. This aggression will not stand, man. Lily potty mouth. I'm ignoring my family in favor of you guys. Exactly. We are better for you than those interlopers. How did Roberto Greco Oyers compare to the Parfum d'Empire scents? More experimental. Different. Shut up, Lily. Smelly, Lily. Lily, smells? I don't know if they were more experimental. They were a little bit more out there. So if you want to call that experimental. Dura Rose is here. Just received Queer D'Orange. Do you like this one? It's nice, but it's not my favourite leather at all. Like, at all. Llama have big teeth. Careful, can take out a bite. But I will be nice to them, and they will be nice to me. Why do we care about them? I'm prepared to get an influx of llamas in my messages, and so you should. Look out. Prepare. Big hit of the llama. You walk the llama, we'll stream. Why are we ignoring alpacas? I think they're alpaca as well. Rich as a Libra, says Oris. Our birthday, says James. Yes, me and James. Yes. Me and James are having a birthday at the same day. Every year, to be fair. I struggle with modern Juby too. Lily, not mad, just disappointed. Yes, we're all very disappointed in Lily. I'm on fire today, dunking on Richard's shell. Divine is throwing alley-oops. Got a llama to keep Orlando company, says Dropout. I love the way they run. Last drank Diet Coke in 1975. Whew. I last drank Coke tomorrow, says Dura Rose. My friend Claire wrote an article about why McDonald's has the best Diet Coke, and I was reading it and I was thinking I should send this to Claire. There's a gourmet cola now with beetroot sugar. Much better. Rich Lily is a demon possessed again. Hey, Llama, how about something for the effort? Leave a fast food burger out and it won't go off for like 2 months because even bacteria won't even eat that shit. There was an ice cream that somebody dropped in Australia in the sun and the ants went around it. Have you ever seen that? It's crazy. Leave a fast food burger. To be fair, you can boil a lot of things dry and they look like death. Imagine what the darkest juice you have looks like boiled. Drinking a Master Con grapefruit juice, says DJ. I wonder what monstrosity would appear when you boil a Dior Privé. Oh, the ghost of Francois Demachy would arise from the fucking pan. And he'd be like, slap you about the face. I mean, you will love shit perfume. Merde. Anyway, kimchi is delicious. I don't trust a Brit to have good taste, though, says Lily, the fucking cheek. Kefir and kimchi are not the same. Kimchi, yes, that was the foul stuff. Oh, it smells like arse. It smells like fucking bin juice. Kefir is a probiotic, good for intestinal fauna and microbes, as is kimchi. Kimchi is really good for you. It's like all good things that are good for you. Fucking taste and smell like arse. They both start with a K, so they are, says it. I have special fragrance reconnection for you. Are you ready? Le Dandy by Dorsey. You will love it. Fuck, I haven't got a pen. Remind me, Sam Toronto. Remind me. Next time I've got a pen nearby and I'll write it down. I've heard of Dorsey, though. It's like Pavarotti a la Shebra. Ooh. He knows how to talk my language. Lily, aren't you a Brit? No, Lily's from parts unknown. Remember when they used to introduce people like that on the wrestling? From parts unknown. Like Mankind used to get introduced. And you come out and say, from parts unknown. Where the fuck's that? Well, no one knows, do they? Because it's parts unknown. Some mentioned the oud perfume from Parfum d'Empire. It's nothing special. The price is pretty fucking special. I mean, the word special is doing a lot of work there, but there we are. I think I need a decant of Parfum de Marly's Herod's spaced out. Oof. Had a Coke, Ben and Jerry's and chips yesterday. Didn't feel great, but I can handle it once or twice a week for now, says Carl. Get Le Dandy by Dorsey, vintage available for fair prices. It took us 5 years to sell out, says DJ. No, it was kefir kimchi, both disgusting, says Tim. Drink bubble tea. Oh, it's fucking such a weird texture. I hear current Herod is light. I think it's about 82% before it was 78% or something like that. I used to have a bottle of Herod, and I sold it, and the person I sold it to the Sentinel, actually. And when he received it, Royal Mail had managed to fuck it. They'd literally snapped its neck. Bastards. And I thought those bottles were made of fucking metal, but they weren't. They were made of glass. Pardon me. Nice shot. I'm getting a lot of heliotrope in Divel. James is also a Libra, says Horace. True, JR, but kimchi for sure gives girls smooth, glowing skin, even in the later years, says Bob. Not the men, though. That's what they call a specific blend. Also here in the UK, almost all sugar is derived from beets, says DJ. Bobby's still putting girls in the fridge. There's kimchi ice cream. Yikes! I will keep my hair, I have decided. 2018 batch, and it's more of identity than most Parfum de Marley's. It has the tobacco, it has the tobacco vanille identity. That's whose identity it has. It's been rummaging through Tom Ford's bins, stealing its bank statements and shit like that. Welcome, Brandon. Kim's Chi. Francis Curtijon busy liking and commenting on Delphine's Instagram, then making perfume. Diet Coke is absolutely awful, says Sob. Yeah, I'm definitely there with you. Oh, folks, welcome, Drevon. How's the 2012 re-release of Girl On's Derby vis-a-vis the original? The original's better. I've had both. Sold my other one. Not great. Delphine Welk, says Herb. Parts unknown, best food and travel show ever, says James. Reminds me, time to go out this evening or for a get-together. Good day, DJ. Thank you for coming. Delphine, busy pumping one perfume a month, says Brody. I'd kill for bubble tea in a barn right now. In a barn, me. Parfum de Marley perfumes are named after horses. Why not anything interesting like Forrest Jump or Mary Hinch or Hoof-Hearted? You know? The best name for a horse you've ever heard. So if you say that horse name quickly and repeatedly as horse commentators are wont to do, you will know why it's the best horse name. Can you guys make me lunch? Probably not. Is there a Parfum de Marley called Sugar? I think I'll have a bibimbap tomorrow. I don't know what that is. Mary Hinge. What's all this horsing around, says Herb. Hoof-Hearted is the best one. Hoof-Hearted is an absolutely sensational name for a horse. Okay, I'm going to take off. Bye, kiddo. See you later, Horace. I have got to the end. I have made it. I am here. I have caught up. You have Mary Hinge out the back, Rich. Ooh. I'm going to go and dehydrate, friends. I deserve it after catching up with all the comments. So, how do you like them apples, Lily? Smelly Lily. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Dura Rose, keep everyone entertained. Do a silly dance or something. I don't know. Hello, I've returned. You thought it wouldn't happen, and yet here I am. Oh, I'm back. What's happening? How are you? I am fantastic, and I am doing really well. Okay, let's see. What have people been saying while I've been away? No doubt Lily's been talking shit. You skipped all my best comments. Well, that didn't take very long, did it? I hope to see a stream with no hydration or dehydration as a challenge. Any more horse names? Not off the top of my head. I think of ducks' hydration and dehydration cycle like those geography diagrams about evaporation and precipitation, except a lot faster. Look at Curryman. Welcome. How are you? Just bought Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Is that a good purchase? So you sound new. Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille is a classic. So you'll struggle to go wrong with the classics. You know? It's very strong. You can wear a perfume wherever and whenever you want, but in the spring and the summer, maybe it's even in early autumn too, you are gonna in any kind of heat, any kind of warmth, you are gonna struggle to pull that off because it's very rich, it's very thick, it's very deep, it's very, very heavy. So it's a good perfume, yes. It's very strong, so no more than 3 sprays. And yes, it is. It's not my favourite Tom Ford. My favourite Tom Ford is Tobacco Oud. But that's just a question of taste, you know what I mean? Tobacco Vanille is a whoa, chair nearly fell over. Tobacco Vanille is a good perfume, fear not. Do you enjoy it? If so, yes. Herb, that is probably a lot better answer. If you enjoy it, you like the smell, yes. If you enjoy it, that is definitely the best answer. If you enjoy it, fuck what everyone else says, especially me. and you enjoy it. You wear it and you enjoy it. Trust your own nose because it is your money and you have to wear it, you know? You're the one, like other people, it will come and go as you interact with them and walk past them all day, every day, but you will smell that shit all day. And whatever perfume it is. Whatever perfume it is, you have to wear it. Cost $360 for 3.4 ounce, so 100 mil. Yeah, you'll pay top dollar even at discounters for Tom Ford's. We'll see if the llamas would let you dehydrate while walking. Hopefully not. Yeah, tested it at Saks Fifth Avenue, bought it at Fragrance Net. Smells really good in my opinion. Well, there you are. It's a good purchase. Do llamas spit like camels? I think so. They're related to camels. Tobacco Vanille is a classic. My 2 latest loves are Melam and Eau de Gentiane Blanche. Who does that one? Who does Eau de Gentiane Blanche? Tiny little llamas that run at high speed and have super soft wool, says Herb. Oh, I like the sound of that. Even the modern Tobacco Vanille is crazy strong. I can't bring myself to buy Tobacco Oud just because I prefer so much Tobacco Oud Intense. But it's impossible to find it now, says Paroli. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry, I've just dropped my phone. Lily is abusing me once again. It's now discontinued Hermes. What? What's now discontinued Hermes? Juro. What is discontinued? Eau de Gentian. It's okay, Judo. The H was lowercase. Eau de Gentian. Is it discontinued, is it? I didn't know. I smelled Gallo the other day. It was rather nice. I'm going to meet the gardeners tomorrow, so that's going to be fantastic. We are going to smell perfumes and drink tea. I only rediscovered Gentian Blanche last year. Fantastic, says Pradeep. Pradeep's been buying some rare and discontinued Hermes fragrances, haven't you? Are you going to be doing a video about them? Because if you are, I shan't talk about them any further, and I will let you inform the peeps what you are doing. I'm going to pull out this Enigma. I want to use this. I want to wear this a bit more. It's a little bit... It's definitely old-fashioned, is the Enigma. I love the bottle. I got Tobacco Vanille in one of their 10ml bottles. I like a 10 or 15ml size sometimes for some perfumes. Those Hermes perfumes in the 15mls are fabulous. They're brilliant. Italian Cypress was another Tom Ford I love, but never got a bottle. Really mad at myself for not picking up all those Tom Ford I used to love. They're all gone now. That's Tom Ford for you, isn't it? That's Tom Ford for you, mate. I might review the wine Hermes in summer, says Pradeep. The world is not ready for Pradeep vintage videos, says A. No, they're not. People be hanging on to their very fucking wigs. Pradeep dropped a vintage video, can you imagine? Oh, excuse me. Eau de Narcissus Bleu is the best Hermes cologne, though, says Paroli. Of course, when his lunch break is 2 hours, says Joe Loud. Is 15ml a sample size? Not for Persolaise. Persolaise wants him 100ml. Apparently somebody was giving him hell on his latest community post. And he deleted it. Somebody sent me a picture of a comment that somebody left about quote unquote samples. And on Persolaise's later community post, and then when I went to look at it, it wasn't there anymore. Oh no! Why did you do that? Guilty conscience. Oh dear. I don't know who it was. Like, I don't actually know the what was it? Where is it? Oh, there is dog outside. There it is. It was the community post where he said, "Hi everyone, tune in tomorrow, Sunday, 28th of April, for more Love at First Scent." I don't watch Persolaise anymore. Just can't. Oh, this is a marvellous Saturday, says Brandon. Did you see that dropout? Looks like you got a sample of Comet, says Pradeep. Yep. It's getting samples of Chanel's and samples of this, that, and the other. I saw Persolaise getting roasted live over his samples. You can't call them samples, man. They're full bottles, man. It's patronising. It's patronising. Like, it is. It just is. It's just, I don't want it to be. I don't want it. I don't want it to be the case. Like I've said, personally, this is one of the best of we. But yikes. It's not great. It's really not great. It's really not great. Looks like you got a sample of Comet. How is everybody doing, says Brandon. I saw that, Rich. I saw Persley is getting roasted live over a sample, says Tim Wilcox. Yeah. Balenciaga Ladie Eau de Cologne today, says Brandon. Gucci pour on tonight for your sister's friend. Bobby yelled at me for using all caps earlier, says Lily. Because you're a violent woman, though. Time to find some Balenciaga Le Pussy, eh? Someone deleted your comment on his stream if you talk about that, says Dropout. Yeah, I don't go on his streams anymore. Dix is a horrible name, maybe the worst ever. Oh no, there's far worse names than that. Oh no. That's a video. That's a video, because D is French for 10. You know? So it's like the 10 in French. Why Live is a fucking terrible name for a perfume. That fucking line of Killian's. That line of Killian's where they were like, kissing burns 6 calories a fucking minute, want to make out? That's an absolutely abhorrent name for a perfume. That's absolutely despicable name for a perfume. Shit. You know? It's shit. It's poor quality. Dior's got some shit names. Yes, modern Dior perfumes have got some shit names. Those Valentino Born in Roma Yellow Dream, that's an absolutely fucking awful name for a perfume. Yeah, the perfume industry's been getting away with some fucking absolutely shocking shit for years. Scandalous bastards. Why Live? Yeah, Why Live? Why Live is an absolutely terrible fucking name for a perfume. It's disgusting. No, that Killian's a real fucking name. I'll tell you what. We will go to Fragrant again. All right. Killian. All right. No, Killian's only got one eye, because of course it does. Killian. Here you go. Kissing burns 6.4 calories a minute. Want to work out? By Killian. Fuck off. Fuck off. Absolutely fucking scandalous. It's shit. It's shit. I've seen many comments on the sample situation, says a line on beauty. Yeah, well, he's just burying his fucking head in the sand if he thinks that, like, calling full bottle samples is I don't care if it's industry standard, they have to change. You know what I mean? They have to change. Duck, he used to say he'll send samples in the Persil, send samples in Persil. He would be laughing on the inside saying that. Duck used to say he'll send samples in the Persil chat. He must be laughing on the inside saying that. Yeah. Is that Killian name real? I thought you made that up on the spot when you said it. No. I'm not even sure my outrageous imagination could come up with that. I mean, it's too cheesy. It commits the sin of cringe, the worst fucking sin that there is. You know, the 7 deadly sins, and then there's like a genocidal sin, which is fucking cringe, right? So it's absolutely fucking outrageous. I love the name Why Live. They have a point. Life nowadays sucks. Oh, it's a dark, smoky vetiver. It is nothing of the sort. It's shite. Of course it is. Who has the wrench right now? Me. I don't remember the brand, but there's one called Not Tonight. Such a crass name. You can have all that Lady you want, says Spaced Out. Truth, says Drevan. By Killian is the worst offender when it comes to picking rubbish names for their stuff. That one about kissing, burning calories is the worst case, being the worst case of them all. The pretentious bar stewards. And bad boys are no good, but good boys are no fun, says, yeah, that's another absolute fucking shocker as well. That's an absolute fucking shocker as well, to be fair. Fair play to you. Well done for remembering that. I'd blocked that from my memory. Didn't someone do a choke perfume or something with an ass bottle, with a dick bottle? Who was it? Was it Nasamato with the little glans penis on the top of there as the lid? Like, I'm all for, like, but that, to me, right, that's not, I'm all for, and I'm not a prude, as I'm sure you are aware, right? But that's like, there's no subtlety in that whatsoever. Like, look at brands like Jean-Paul Gaultier has no subtlety. What it is, he's crass, he's just bad and cheesy and cringe and in your face. And it's like all his stuff was like Euro trash, and he owned it, fair play. And a lot of them own it now as well, and they've made a virtue of it, right? Look at a brand like Mugler, which was overtly sexual as well, but there was subtlety in it also, right? There was an element of thought, and it wasn't just, here's a cock end. You know what I mean? There was like, there are other brands from the 80s and 90s and the 2000s and all that stuff since then, and it's like, Tom Ford's done some pretty fucking crass stuff, but he's also got like this other side where it's like, it's very chic as well. Some of the shit that you see come out now, it's very Sam Smith. There's no kind of thought or fucking thing. It's like, Sam Smith's essentially like piss in me mouth. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so grim. There's no thought, there's no subtlety, there's no fucking intelligence there. There's nothing for you to read there. It's childish. Do you know what I mean? It's like listening to fucking like adult children, you know? Men, usually, although you'd get the occasional woman, you know, sticky fingers and all that shit. It's immature. I'm fucking hurtling towards 40. I need more. I need more now. I need more. You know, my back's gone. I struggle to get up in the morning. Fucking, like, you know, I need more now. There's more to life than just getting your end away. And I won't be preached to by people half my fucking age. And I am that person I swore I'd never turn into. Do you know? Fuck that. I'm too old and too tired and sore and in pain and fucking what causes me. I've got fucking serious medical issues, and what causes me real fucking pain is the state of Perfume. There are no painkillers strong enough to fucking sort that shit out. I can tell you. Dear God. Fuck that. Oh dear. What we're gonna do, man. I'm about to take 3 different kinds of painkillers and a blood pressure medication. And yet, the pain of Killian's perfume fucking names seeds through my body at a rate of fucking knots. Good Lord. Sold the Chanel number 46 for $3,500 this morning. I'm glad you got some good numbers for it. You don't want to send me a decant, do you? Like an actual sample, not a Persolace sample. Like a 2 mil, between 2 and 5, you know. I saw that website, that number 5 in the Art Deco travel case, that came to £60,000. I'm assuming Chanel paid that. The fucking hooligans. What's he paying 60 grand for a bottle of number 5? You can get it retail cheaper than that, for fuck's sake. D means the 10th. It does mean the 10th. Oh, sorry, I've just punched you. Where is my... Oh, I'm going to have to open another bottle. Right, hold on. Ibuprofen, paracetamol, gabapentin. Good for you. And I'm going to see the doctor about getting naproxen. Obviously, at that point, I'll stop taking the ibuprofen. What's that? That's codeine. I'm certainly not taking one of them on top of that. Fuck that. Ramapril, that's the one. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Woo, woo, woo. I like to start a new box of medication on a Monday. But I can't. Because these ones run out on Saturdays. So I've always said why live, as in while live stream. Yeah, I think that's the way that... I think it's a double entendre, to be fair, and I think it's a cheeky one. I think that they have done that on purpose. They've snuck that in, frankly. I think they've thought, ooh, you know, that's got like a double meaning. But I do think that that's been snuck. It's like provocative, do you know what I mean? But I think that's the wrong type of provocation. See you later, A, and thank you for coming. Didn't someone do a choke perfume? Sorry, I read that. Take a hike, mate, says Brandon. The 10th time we disagree. We agree to disagree, says Brandon. That's also a lovely black bottle, Rich. It is Enigme by Pierre Cardin. It's a very vintage fragrance. And it is a lovely bottle. It's a fencing mask, but I always think it's a fish, you know? Is a fish, but it's not a fish. It's a fencing mask, but it's also a fish. Why bother? I said that ages ago. Why bother? Why on earth? Why would you? Is passoir, says Horace. In French, it's okay. Isn't there a perfume called Macho? There's a 70s male perfume, of course. There's one called Sex Appeal. Jovan. Which is massively cheesy, but it's not a cock end on a bottle. You know? It does actually also look like a bomb, you're right. I knew Killian called you, bought this, and we are laughing our asses off. Autumn A is doing an in-store event this afternoon here in San Francisco. Worth going. Hard to tell from here, Galen. Let us know, won't you? We can all agree Dutch is the worst language. It's awful to hear. It's fucking difficult. It's a difficult language to understand. Even contemplate. Just bought Iris Sandra. Anyone know the best place to buy for the money? I spent $140. That's not a bad price. Niche perfume, North American perfume prices have always been outrageous compared to European ones. You always pay more for perfumes in North America. It's what you get for your economic growth, you know? You and your economic growth and your economic weight. Vanilla Sex seems like a decent name now. Well, it certainly seems less bad. Mugler Angel Slut ADP. I like Vanilla Sex. Carnal Flower, fantastic triple meaning name, says Pradeep. You can't have it all. Every dick reference. I'll stick with Chanel. Well put. Search has brilliant names. Yes, I was actually going to mention that. I'll nominate Aaron Towns Hughes for silly names. That exactly. Immature, childish. Like, just you do whatever he wants with his brand. It is. Do you know what I mean? But like, grow up. Just grow the fuck up. An immature person, to be fair. Some people in this community are so vulgar, says Horace. Sold Chanel number 46 this morning for €3,500. Get off my British lawn. Someone will quote you on this. It's like drawing a peen on a desk. Yeah, exactly. Fila Nagila my favourite triple meaning name, says Paroli. Joe Vetiver is a beautiful name also. Girl on Vetiver. Just rolls off the tongue. Prada Amber Porom. Even though it's wordy, the way it rolls off the tongue, Prada Amber Porom, it kind of sounds like, you know how Italian language, you say every single letter, or you say every single syllable. Well, obviously you say every syllable, fuck's sake. But you know, like in Italian, you pronounce everything. Prada Amber Por Hom is a French version of an Italian thing that sounds great when you say it out loud. I know what I mean, even if you don't. With the Codium, we can all read the Killians and wouldn't matter. No, it would still cause a great deal of pain. You'd need something more like fucking heroin for that shit. La Doleur Exquise was a good name. Yes, it was a good name, wasn't it? Yes. La Dompteuse en Kagi is a fantastic name. Hard to say, though. Serge has a way with words. Yeah, I'm kind of like when Frederick Marl left, it made me, and we were all talking about how Pierre Bourdon, Carlos Benaim, Dominic Ropion, all those old perfumers are all, they're all old. I start thinking about Serge Luton, who's older than all of those considerably, and thinking I might have to take a fucking week off when Serge Luton pops his clogs. I'll be fucking wounded. I'll be fucking mortified when he perishes. Even though he sold his brand and he's not as involved or all of that sort of thing, like, he's a proper artist, Serge Luton. Fucking philosopher, artist, very in that kind of French sort of way, I think Frederick Marl, still, I can't get over a lot of people saying Frederick Marl leaving. Frederick Marl isn't big news. It's fucking huge. It baffles me still that. It's massive news, that. It's the biggest news that I can fucking remember in Perfume. It's bigger than Creed being sold. It's bigger than fucking Creed being sold again. It's bigger than fucking, like, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to deaths and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, because that's awful. I feel bad for even thinking that. God. Like, it's massive news, that, surely. Fuck, how can you not, like, even if you don't like the stuff, you know what I mean? Even if you think that, so I can't think for anything to compare it to in like modern, in like the last 15 years, unless you compare it to something like a death, which is not. I'm not doing that. That's not fair. Like, you know, because obviously, fuck. Oh, Queer de Lancôme, my friends. Queer de Lancôme. Serge is 82. Yeah, hopefully he's got another 10, 15 years left in him, which I wouldn't be surprised at because he's had a great life. But he's in Sniper's Alley at the minute, isn't he? You know, he's if the news came out tomorrow, I mean, he's had a long and great life. So, like, it was a terrible thing when the guy from Mask Milano passed away because he was 50. You know, Mona Diorio when she passed away, she was in her 40s. Beatrice Piquet when she passed away. It'll be sad when Jean-Paul Guerlain passes away. You know, the real link to the past there. It'll be. I'll be mortified when Pierre Bourdon goes because of everything he's given to him. I mean, Edward Rudnitzer. Was it Edward or Edmund? The vintage one, the one who did Eau de Hermes. That'll be a terrible blow. Not that it won't be sad when his son dies as well, but these titans, you know. Elena 77. Doesn't look 77 though, does he? Dear me. Edmund dead long ago. Yeah, he died like 30 years ago now. Fucking hell. But I mean if you can imagine Fragcom was around at the time, that would have been a blow. Can you imagine? Hermes would have been absolutely mortified. And Dior. I imagine they were fucking absolutely devastated when he perished because he, as far as perfume's concerned, basically they based their fucking entire like wardrobe on them for years, you know. Scent of the Night, Nino Slav, welcome to you. Scent of the Night is On the Beach by Louis Vuitton. It looks like Zeppelin, that bottle says. Yeah. French names of perfumes sound nice. Yeah, it kind of just feels natural, doesn't it? It's a conversation I had with Eugene, not to divulge. I don't think I am divulging, but we're talking about names. And I remember saying to him, like, if you call one of them French, like a French name, you should call all of them a French name because there were lots of different names and they had English working titles and they had like concept titles and everything like that. And I remember saying, like, I think you should, because they smell classically French, you know, because that was always Eugene's thing and it still is fine French perfume, you know, and that's what. I don't think it's necessarily a controversial thing for me to say that Eugene's perfumes are fine French perfume, you know, made by Antoine Lee in that fashion, you know, different, like a bit like Frederic Malle. Somebody mentioned that earlier, how it's like different ideas but done in the French fashion. I said if you're going to call one of them a French name, you should call all of them a French name. I think that's probably a good idea. And not to mix up the names in different languages, you know. But I mean, you're at liberty to do whatever you want, you know. It's his brand. But it kind of felt like it would be more coherent that way. To me, anyway. Instead of like mixing your languages up and stuff like that. Iris Silver Mist, great name. Really interesting that was, because that was a Serge Lutens Shiseido release, and it wasn't French. And almost all of his names for perfumes are French now, and they have been for years. Iris Silver Mist is an English name. It's a fucking English name. Even 5 o'clock au gingembre, right? It's mostly French, or it's half French, you know. 5 o'clock, and it's named. It's based on the English afternoon tea thing, you know. So What are your top 5 perfume houses, says Benji? Ooh. Tough. That is a hard one. And you would have to leave it with us. I would have to think on about that. I think Les and Demodables is up there. At the minute. Dior historically. Serge Luton, obviously. The last two are going to be very difficult for me to. Yeah. At least Marley ain't dead. Yeah. Chanel putting numbers is smart. Well, you know the lore behind that, don't you? You know the story behind Chanel putting numbers, don't you? Like, Ernest Beau made like 50 perfumes for her, and he was like, well, pick the ones that you like, and then you can think of names, and we'll fucking market them. And she went to number 5 and just picked it because it was number 5. And that's the perfume that's number 5 to this day. Number 22, number 18, number 46 at the time, obviously. There were a couple of others as well. And then she started naming some of the perfumes. So, yeah. The Greeks, Antaeus, Koros. I just got the French issue of Frederick Moore, the first 20 years. It pretty much covers the whole history of the house. Yeah, there's only 4 years that it doesn't it? The worst part is that there are no replacement for them. Yeah, there's no one coming through. It's all AI. You see the AI tools that the big houses now are like, oh, we use AI. Look, our perfumers use AI to do this. It's like, yeah, those perfumers aren't going to be in work for very much longer. AI is just going to do it for you soon. And they're all standing there fawning over it. Yes, we use AI in this place now. It's like, no, they're going to take your job, mate. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Timonson. Elena, Robion, Marias. Yeah, the late 20th century perfumers. Yeah. Franglish. Pradeep, become a perfumer and save us all. Pradeep, I've already spent too much time at school. Jura Rose is coming to save us all. I think if a brand had different distinctive collections, they could use different language for each one. Yeah, probably, yeah. LOL doesn't invoke any feelings. The numbers as names for fragrances, re Chanel. But the thing is with Chanel is that they've been around for so long that they do now. Number 5, it evokes, it's a cultural icon. It just is. But that's in spite of the name, not because of it. Poir d'Orange sounds better than French Lover. He's had to do that quite a few times, hasn't he? He's had to change the names quite a few times. So did Henri Robert do the same thing as Ernst Beau with number 19? Pass. Maybe. Maybe. She did re-release a lot of perfumes, so it could have been that they had number 19 from Ernst Beau's collection, and then Henri Robert went back to it and said, well, I'll remake this for you, or we can release this now and I'll make it for you, sort of thing. So 19 is for her birthday, I think. We'll have Jura Rose and Duck as creative director. Yes, Jura Rose was asking me to smell his perfumes a long time ago, and we joked about that I would be his artistic director. I think Jura Rose has his own artistic wants rather than having to create for someone else. I think he has his own. Maybe if he gets to a point where he starts struggling for inspiration and he just needs to ring us up, and I can be funneling pent up madness to him, and he can be like, oh yes, that's a good idea for a perfume. I shall call it Waddle. Oh, right. That is it, my friends. It has been 2 hours. It has been fun. And I will say good night. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking and commenting on my stream and keeping me company. And I will see you all again soon. Good night.